I'm literally like upset right now and I don't know what to do because I'm so tired of this shit. I was literally just in Walmart. I'm driving home right now and I'm so sad. I just don't even know. I can't even just tell you guys what happened. I was literally taking my content, recording a harmless video. I wasn't bothering anybody. Nobody was harmed in the making of the video and nobody was bothered at all. And I walked by this girl, I had my skirt, I have video evidence of this. I had my skirt a little bit tucked in more than normal and she literally pulled my skirt down. She had the audacity. I'm just trying to make my money and make a living. Like, you guys don't even know the half of it.
We're in a public place, and you have no kids here. You don't know who's gonna pass by.
That's what I'm talking about!
She's saying she has the audacity to pull her skirt down. Well, she has the audacity to film adult content in a public place where, yeah, that woman's 100% right. There could be kids around. They don't need to see that. Do that shit at home. She literally went to the supermarket with a camera, tripod, stuck it there, and was just filming content. Didn't care that that woman was there either. Or she was just doing it to get a reaction from this woman to run to the heels of it so she can get some views and clicks. Because no one's signing up to her OF, clearly. She got what she asked for, really, because the only reason she got that space hopper glued on the back of her is for attention. So she got what she wanted.
Who the f is calling me? Hello? The fuck do you want?
I just wanted to say hi.
You wanted to say hi.
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm good. What's good?
Chilling at home.
Good shit. Anything else?
Don't do it.
What are you doing?
Don't do it.
My job.
Oh,
You feel me?
yeah.
Alright. So,
Yeah, can you unblock?
why should I unblock you?
Can you unblock them, though?
I ain't
Them.
unblocking shit. Ain't you getting what you need? I'm good. I'm moving on. It's time for you to move on. Gotta learn to take the heartbreak. Gotta learn to take that pain. Bottle that shit up. Chug that shit down like it's a big ass shot. And just take the hurt with it. It's time for you to move on. Don't call me. I won't call you. Take
I
care.
want to see you.
Damn.
And just like that, chat, you gotta move on sometime.
Fair play to him, because I think we've all been there, those late night calls when we know why they're calling. Do you want to come round, do this and do that, relive the movie? And we've all made those mistakes, but sometimes you got to use your head upstairs, not the head downstairs in the basement, if you know what I'm saying. Because with a lot of these women, a man's presence is only respected and valued when he's no longer there.
Ice cream.
Che.
Name something you wish was fat-free.
Chips.
Nice.
Che.
Hinge.
Fat free.
Damn.
Dessert.
My Hinge has trans fats too.
I was waiting for someone to say that.
Snacks.
Wait for it.
Turn that bright ass light off, man. Why you bothering people?
Hey, I wanted to thank you for the information you gave us the other day.
I ain't give you shit.
Shit on me hard. I'm sorry, dude. I ain't gonna lie, I'm getting cooked.
Why men never approach women anymore?
Men don't approach women because they always turn us down. That's easy. I mean, I get turned down all the time. All the time.
But they're not really giving you a chance out there?
No, they're not giving me a chance. That's why I don't even approach. I mean, I say hi and be nice, but man, that's about it. And keep it moving.
Any advice you would give to the chicks out there?
At least hear the dude out. You know, if he say hi, you know, buy you a drink or something, at least hear him out instead of just saying no or saying that you have a boyfriend, because everybody know they lying.
Yeah. Single, yeah. How do you think they got that wall up between us?
Too many options. Dating apps, social media, gas station, library, gym, you name it.
Yeah, guys are used to getting rejected though, and getting humiliated because, you know, not all women, but there's a lot of women who, if a guy tries to shoot his shot, which a lot of girls ask for, when he does that, he'll get humiliated and belittled in front of everyone. You ain't got to do all that. You ain't got to do all that. And guys won't forget that. And we live in a very materialistic world now, because if anything, if a girl has a lot of followers on Instagram, you know, she's got links in her bio and all that, that's a red flag. But to a lot of girls, if a guy has a lot of followers and a lot of links in the bio, it's a green flag for them. We live in two different worlds a lot of the time.
Where'd you get those glasses from?
Bro is using the dark side of Riz. Alright.
Over 21.
Baby girl, they look good on you. What's your name?
My name?
Yeah.
Maris.
Wait, are you a professor?
No.
What you do?
I do commercial real estate.
I need me one of them.
He said I need me one of them.
Period. Like,
what's up, baby?
girl,
What's
I
up?
just want to say, girl, your lick is giving.
What?
Girl, we should go get a drink sometime. You feel me? Me, you. You feel me? Oh, yes. Let me see. Let me see. Let me.
Hey, you're not about to make me swirl.
Why not? Let me. Girl, I twirl for you too. Okay.
No,
yeah.
Diddy.
Oh shit. Period.
You're giving me energy. I love it here.
We gotta hang out sometime. Get some mimosas. You know, it's whatever. But yeah, for real though.
Oh, you switched up on me.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. We're gonna do what it do. You feel me? We're gonna
It
go out and get
works.
some drink.
Hold on.
Nah,
What am I dealing with right now?
you dealing with the real one. You feel me?
Because you catching me on some hey girl, but you switching up on
Yeah,
me.
cause that really ain't me. You feel me?
Hey, look, if women can fake their appearance, why not fake your personality?
Got him.
This guy approached her with the Diddy starter pack, and it worked. It worked. I'm not sure if I would do it, but yeah, it worked.
I don't think women understand how undomesticated men really are. Like, if y'all weren't around, we'd sleep in cardboard boxes on the side of the road, and then we'd wake up and hit each other. And then we would smoke cigarettes and build a fort, and then play cards in the fort, smoking cigarettes with...
Yeah, he's not really wrong. A lot of guys are just simple creatures, you know. Before I was with my wife, I was sat in my room, just literally with a mattress on the floor, a chair, an Xbox and a telly. That was it. Great times. Nothing else in that room.
Bruises on our face. And then we would do it again tomorrow. Have you ever seen Fight Club? It would be Fight Club. The whole world would be Fight Club. He wants to go pillage, but you blink slow like this, and now he has a face mask on watching Grey's Anatomy, like a POW in a Vietnamese war camp, being like, this is fine. You have a housebroken Viking sitting there at 8 p.m. exfoliating because he loves you. He doesn't shower to feel, he showers because it's morally wrong not to. Even being cultured and liking food is learned behavior. The reason he picked the restaurant so quickly is because he doesn't care. It's all the same. It's just calorie. Like, he would be fine starving. He's taking you to get carbonara. He'd be okay with forest floor detritus. We don't even really care if we live. We ignore medical problems because we think we're tougher than entropy. I want to build society and then not participate in it at all. If he's next to you, look at him nodding, being like, yeah.
Yeah, he's right about a lot of things. We really are simple creatures, guys. And it's the same when you're with your group of pals. Some of the best times you have is when you just sat around doing nothing, just having a laugh. Those are the best times. We don't really need a lot.
Like, you judging a fact that a person will go in a relationship over and over again, that's their business.
I don't judge.
It don't affect you.
But let's be realistic.
Why are you worried about what they doing?
Let's be realistic about the matter.
Are they
right?
on crack?
Let's be realistic about the matter, right? These same people, y'all don't keep it to yourselves. Y'all gonna call one of your friends. You gonna vent
And
about how niggas ain't shit.
Repeat that. A friend. A friend. And a friend should never judge you.
What? I beg that part. Your friend
You said
should
they're gonna
judge
call
you.
a friend.
All right, see, I can't even drink my bag.
Your friend should never judge you. What are you talking about? That's not your friend if they're judging you.
Yes, they should judge
I would
you.
never judge my friends for what they
A real friend will judge you and tell you, look, mate, what the F are you doing? Fake friends will see you going through disaster or about to walk into a pit of fire, and they'll be like, yeah, you're going to be fine. Everything's fine. Nah. You want friends who tell you the truth, whether it hurts your feelings or not. Those are real friends.
All the way judge my friends.
I would
I
never
mean,
judge
it's
my
one
friends.
thing to share your opinion, but to
Nope,
put
I don't
judgment
judge.
on your friend for the choices they're making, I don't think that's
In order
fair.
for you to be a judge, you gotta have a clean. You gotta be clean. And nobody's clean. Everybody got sins. Everybody done did some shit. And what bothers me is that the person in the group, because I'm the person in the group, okay, motherfucker. I told you, Crystal could tell you. I tell anything I do. I don't hide nothing because I'm true to myself. Now, if I get judged because I'm true to myself, and motherfuckers gonna be sneaking and not tell nobody what they doing, I'll be that.
Yeah, she's just talking waffle. Of course we judge our friends. We judge everyone. That's just how we are as humans. If one of her best friends was trying to hit it on with her fella, I'm pretty sure she would judge her then, wouldn't she?
Babe, what do you want me to change your name in my phone to? Thief or UPS driver? What do you prefer?
What? What's the first one?
Thief or UPS driver?
None. Why?
Because either way, you taking this package tonight.
Damn.
No, I'm not.
I was like, oh, say less.
So a lot of you guys sent me this clip over the weekend. It's Andrew Wilson debating this male feminist. This ought to be good.
The only way that message is really disseminated is often through these big content creators. Most of the people come across a red pill from things like Fresh and Fit, Andrew Tate, this channel. That's how that packet is distributed, and there are prescriptive messages.
How did they come across it?
I don't know.
Andrew Wilson is already a force to be reckoned with, but He's got the pen and paper out as well. Man.
No, the internet is the internet. The algorithm.
Do you think they made it up?
Do I think who made it up?
That those red pill creators that you're talking about, do you think that they just made all that stuff up?
No, I don't. I think there's too many similar messages for it to be made up.
Yeah, so there's like sources for this stuff, right?
Wherever they're sourcing it from, I'm not sure, but they're the same.
I thought he was going to mention my name at some point there.
So like one such source would be a guy, his name is Rollo Tomasi. The Godfather of the Red Pill. He's going to be pissed that I said that because it's like an ongoing meme. But he calls it a praxeology, right? So if it's praxeological from his perspective, he's saying there's no prescriptions here, right? It's not designed around prescriptors. It's designed around descriptors. So if you're going to criticize the red pill, you should probably start by criticizing the descriptors. But if you wanted to criticize individual content creators for their prescriptions, I think that that's fine, but that's not the red pill. The red pill is a data packet of descriptions which are trying to express and explain interpersonal sexual dynamics between men and women.
I think the gentleman you mentioned, most people haven't heard of. I think most people are getting.
Have heard of him.
I think most of the people are getting their information from the millions of subscriptions to Fresh and Fit and whatever. And
Fresh and Fit, he goes on often. They have a very close
Myron
relationship.
Gaines, I'm sure, is much more popular than him.
Yeah, well, the thing is like, maybe, but Myron Gaines is not. Are you saying he's the red pill?
I think he's one of them.
Okay, so what is? Let's start with that. What is the red pill?
I consider it content that claims to reveal the truth about women but promotes misogyny and male victimhood.
Okay, so you think that the descriptors do that?
I think the content creators that are prescribing what the red pill is.
So it's about content creators.
Sure.
You just think that, so there's just content creators who you disagree with their message.
This guy's an undercover white knight. I don't think this guy can sit there and say that every channel is, the foundation of it is misogyny and hating on women and all that stuff. People comment about me being red pill. I don't really know if I am, to be honest. My channel is just common sense. That's all it is. I defend women just as much, if not more than men. A lot of people know that. My female viewers will back me up as well. So some of my most popular videos are me calling out men doing stupid stuff. And I always advocate for the family unit and women not, being what a lot of the media and the higher ups say they should do is be free and be empowered by sleeping with 25 people in a week. Yeah, nah, that's not what I advocate for. There are a lot of hypocrites on YouTube, I'll give them that. But to say that a lot of these guys like me and a lot of other guys in the space are woman haters, misogynists, nah.
Well, well, what's the majority? Like, how many do you think there are?
The most popular of the bunch. The ones that have the most viewers, subscribers.
Okay, so who are these guys that you're talking about?
Fresh and Fit is a big one. Andrew Tate is another one. And the Whatever Podcast is another one.
Fresh Fit?
Didn't Fresh and Fit get banned? I don't really watch their stuff, but I swear they got banned. I could be wrong.
Tate and Whatever. So here's an easy one. I guess let's start with Whatever because I'm pretty familiar with the content here. So what is the message that's being put out there?
There's a lot of misogynistic messages that come out of this podcast, and
let's start with what
lists.
Is misogyny?
Misogyny is the hatred or dislike of women, the active dislike of women.
Telling women to not sell themselves online for $4.99 is pretty good advice, if you ask me. So what's this guy saying? We should be advocating for girls to be doing OF, being single and lonely? What's this guy saying?
Plural women.
Yeah, correct. The entire gender.
So not the active dislike of a woman.
No, not typically.
So it's just women.
Yeah.
Okay. So misogyny is the active hatred or dislike of women.
Yeah.
Got it. All right.
And Fresh and Fit is another big culprit of that.
Let's start with Whatever.
Okay.
Yeah. So what is the misogyny or the dislike of women, which is promoted on this channel?
It's presented as a dating podcast, but it's really not. The topics that typically come up on this podcast.
With that. What makes it not a dating podcast?
I'm about to go into that.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
A dating podcast should not discuss whether or not women should be submissive, whether women should vote. On Sunday's show, you ask women how many pumps after they tell you to stop is it grape. That's not a dating podcast. That's one of the craziest questions I've ever heard. You basically say divorce hurts men, marriage is pointless. I don't know how that's helping your audience. I don't know how military conscription has anything to do with a dating podcast. I don't know how, guests being shown a submissive ex-girlfriend and saying, would you bow to your husband? Would you bow to your husband? That's not a dating podcast. That is promoting hatred of women and misogyny as well. Female guests are pressured to reveal their body count and then mocked. If they don't reveal their...
This is the sort of guy where he goes on a date and a girl will be like, yeah, I've slept with 250 people. And he's going to be like, yeah, it's fine. That's okay.
Interrogated until they reveal. Women with OnlyFans are moralized and told to quit.
Again, that's a good thing, isn't it?
Male promiscuity is excused and celebrated. Women are asked about their peak looks, age, and questioned incessantly. Segments like Man, Bear versus Woods mock women's very real fears about male violence.
No way, he just defended the Man versus Bear argument. There's no way, man. What's that got to do with misogyny? That's just facts. Nah, he didn't pull that one out, surely. He don't believe that.
Even though statistical realities are ignored and dismissed as irrational. The super chat roast. The guests love to shit on these women every chance they get. And on this show, feminism and women are blamed for most of men's problems.
Can I have do you have a copy of that? I'd like to see it, the thing. Because you just shotgunned a bunch of points, and Andrew, you want to go
you can have it
one by one?
I also have peer-reviewed studies if you want those too.
Yeah, if you have especially if they have a meta-analysis, I'd like to see them.
And just to be, before you give your response, Andrew, my understanding here for the debate was primarily going to be about feminism, not specific criticisms of the...
Well, I mean, this is...
The prompts were about manosphere and red pill.
Does this guy not realise that these girls apply to go on this show? They reach out and say, can I be on the show? It's not like they're being forced there. They know what they're going on there for. And yeah, this guy's argument is completely invalid because Andrew, a lot of the guys on the show will tell girls that, they should be provided for, protected, don't be doing corn on the internet. If you've got one side saying women shouldn't be doing corn for $4.99 a month as a career choice versus a guy like this who's standing up for him saying let them do what they want, how can you argue with that? What man on this God's green earth would want a woman to do corn as a career option? I don't know.
Yeah, so I'm actually fine with this, right? So, why it's not really a dating podcast, whether women should be submissive, why, I don't understand. Why would that not be relational to dating?
What does submission have to do with dating?
Well, because dating is, especially on a dating show, you would be significantly talking about people's preferences when it came to the social experiences they're having with the opposite sex.
You're not talking about your preferences. You're talking about their preferences. Because when you talk about submission, you're talking about from your worldview, women should be submissive.
Okay, but from their worldview, they could also have maybe a counter to that why they shouldn't, or also a lot of them say yes they should. So the idea here for submission, especially, would be I don't see how that's not dating related.
I don't know how submission comes up on any sort of date. I don't know if you've ever been on a date in the last 20 years.
So, okay, so if I ask you, what type of woman do you want? Mm-hmm. And you go through the traits and you say, I'd also like a submissive woman. Does that make sense to say as a trait?
Sure. I don't know many people that would just offer that up as one of the first things they want in a woman, but maybe those are the people you hang out with.
Who said it was the first? If you ask somebody, if I'm asking what's your dynamic, and one of the answers is a submissive woman.
Yeah.
That comes up all the time for men in dating.
Okay. In your circles, perhaps.
I mean, no, just in how many dating...
Does this guy ignore the fact of what women say they want from a man? Because I can tell you, it's very different and it's a lot harsher. Guys are demanded to be 6 foot, have 6 figures in the bank, have a nice car, have a big Johnson. The list goes on. And a guy would just be like a girl who's respectful, kind, loves him for who he is. It's pretty simple. You don't see guys going on this tangent. So I don't know where this guy's getting that from.
podcast sample sizes do you have here?
I'm on a dating podcast. I made one. I listen to a lot of your shows. I listen to a lot of everything that's out there.
I don't understand any of the dating podcasts that come up when you ask men their preference. They've never once said, I would prefer to have a woman who's more submissive.
The topic of submission only comes up on Red Pill podcasts.
No, it doesn't only come up on
Where
Red
else does
Pill
it come up?
podcasts. It's been on Dr. Phil. It's been everywhere.
Dr. Phil talks about submission every episode. Every episode?
I didn't say every episode.
Well, that's what we're talking about here.
Is he doing a dating podcast every
Don't mention
episode?
Dr. Phil's a dating show then. Don't mention Dr. Phil's a dating show. That's not a dating show.
You asked where else it's
Dr.
mentioned.
Phil as a dating show. That is not a dating show.
So
I would love to hear this Donuts, his preferences on what he wants, because I guarantee it would just be pretty much what these guys are saying.
In any case, any of the dating podcasts that I've seen, it's a very common answer to say that they want to
name another
woman.
dating podcast.
And here's the other thing, to dive into this.
And what's wrong about wanting a submissive woman? There's nothing wrong with a woman saying she wants a guy who's going to protect her. So what's wrong with guys saying what they want?
Name another dating podcast.
Here's the other thing to dive into this.
Well, you got to name another dating podcast.
Okay, Fresh and Fit. It happens there all the time.
Red Pill content. Exactly, as I said.
Okay, so when you're talking about a dating podcast, what do you mean by that?
Something a little less, I don't know, misogynistic, perhaps.
What does that mean, though?
I've already explained it to you and defined it.
If any man has a dating podcast, is it Red Pill or
I have a dating
misogynistic?
podcast and it's not misogynistic.
I see. And let me ask you a question. What kind of questions do you ask on your dating podcast?
I ask them, what are their priorities in a man? I asked them, do you have advice for men in dating?
How many men have you had on?
0. It's called Women on Men.
Oh, I see. So you're a misandrist?
Absolutely not.
Well, I don't understand. Why don't you want a man's opinion?
Because I want to ask women specifically. That has nothing. Misandry involves hate, and I don't hate men.
Oh, okay. I got it. So you only have on women.
Correct.
And you don't ask them, when you ask them about preferences.
Yeah.
Right?
This guy's a white knight. I already know it.
Do they say that they want things like assertive men?
No.
Do they say that they want less assertive men?
I give them a list of 10 traits and say rank these between your top 3 and your bottom 3.
This is what I'm saying. Those women are being demanding on what they want from a man. And he's like, yeah, that's fine. But as soon as a man says what he wants and his preferences, this guy's labeling him as a misogynist, a woman hater. This guy's a donut.
Okay, so you're giving them the answers.
I'm not giving them the answers. They take a lot of time to think about it.
But you just said you gave them 10 traits.
Yeah, that's not the answers. Those are options.
Yeah, that's answers. That are options you can choose from. So multiple choice.
That's not answers.
Yes, it's answers.
Okay, they're answers, Andrew.
Yeah, you gave them 10 answers and say, choose from these.
And then they sort them. Yeah, but that doesn't mean that's their answers.
So you're making them choose from answers that you give them.
Okay.
So you're literally feeding them their answers, and then they choose them.
Yep. And they don't come and say, man, I wish you would have had this on the list.
Why is it then? Well, how long have you been doing it?
Can we get back to misogynistic podcasts?
If it is the case,
can we get back to misogynistic podcasts? No, we're not.
Case that it is your criticism.
Can we get back to misogyny?
You can't backpedal now, mate.
If you're going to have criticisms for whatever, I'm going to have criticism for your podcast.
You haven't even listened to it, so don't talk about it.
Do I need to?
Pull it up and listen to it.
I can listen to it from you.
Go ahead, pull it up on YouTube.
I can listen to it from you.
Go ahead and pull it up on YouTube. You have not watched my podcast, so don't sit here. We're not going to critique my podcast.
Why not?
Because you haven't even watched it.
Let's watch it.
Go ahead, pull it up.
So if we pull up your
45
podcast
minutes
right now, I can
45 minutes, 45 minutes put on 2 times speed, and then we can critique my podcast. But until then, tell me about another non-misogynistic Red Pill podcast.
Well, I don't think any of those are misogynistic podcasts.
Yeah, of course not.
You got to demonstrate that they actually hate these women.
By their actions, by the things, everything that's happening right there.
Yeah, so let's go through some more of these.
When Myron Gaines has a college table that says women deserve less, you don't think that's a little misogynistic?
Is that during his podcast?
He is one of the Red Pill content creators that we're talking about.
I had to be a podcast.
Dude,
I thought I had to be a podcast.
Can you
now
act like
it doesn't
an adult?
have to be a podcast?
Can you act like an adult? That is the most childish thing I've ever seen in my whole life.
You gave me the criteria.
The criteria is the content creators, including Myron Gaines. Yes, I've always said that. So, nothing's changed in my statement.
As we're talking about dating podcasts, or the idea of dating,
correct?
Is it also possible there's just not that many?
Yeah, there's not a lot of Red Pill podcasts.
No, just dating podcasts.
There's a ton of dating podcasts.
Okay, name some.
Mine.
Name some other ones.
There's a guy named Man We're in Trouble. There's Evie Edit. There's
Evie Edit's a dating podcast.
Yeah, she talks about dating and men and women.
Is it a dating podcast though?
Yes.
So they have.
This isn't a dating podcast.
So hang on. So they have.
This isn't a dating podcast.
So on Evie Edit, they have every single time.
So what would this guy label the whatever podcast? Because I think a lot of us know that That's the category it's in, a dating podcast. Because that's primarily what they talk about.
They come on, they have multitudes of people on with them, and all they talk
I didn't
about
necessarily say they have guests. I'm not talking about the format. I'm saying that's what the content that comes up is men and women, and this is not a dating podcast that we're currently on.
So you're just talking about, for you, a dating podcast, just anybody who's talking about dating.
This is not a dating podcast that we're currently on.
Well, prove it.
I just did.
How? Let's go through more.
You want me to read them? So here, why don't we do the first one? Whether women should be submissive. I don't
understand how would that not be? Yeah, actually, how would that not be a decent question to ask for dating? I don't get.
Yeah, I think if you went out in the street and someone who didn't, watch YouTube or whatever, or any clip for that matter, most guys would say they want a submissive woman. And I know that's like in 2025, it's a controversial statement to say you want that, and people will say, "Oh, you can't say that." But women will say they want a guy who protects them, puts their life on the line to protect them, provide for them, work 300 hours a week, pay for dates, pay for this, pay for that, have a nice car, have loads of money. Women can have preferences. I want a guy who's 8'5". Women can say what they like and not get criticized for it. As soon as a man says one thing he wants in a woman, all of a sudden he's put in the bracket like this donut here is putting them in.
Do you ask that on your first dates?
What, if a woman would be submissive?
Yeah.
No.
Exactly, because it's not a dating question.
Why would that? Wait, hang on. Let's back up. Let's assume for a second that anything that I would ask a woman on the first date isn't something you would ask a woman on the first date. What does that prove?
I'm saying the things you guys do. Do you think you're going to look better in 10 years? Do you think you're going to look better in 10 years? Is that something you asked on the date?
Answer my question.
And this is the thing, guys. Why do all these people look the same? Before we watch this video, I already know what this dude was going to look like, sound like, and act like. It's always the same.
What's your body count? Do you ask that on the first date?
Can you answer my
question? Do you
question?
ask what's a body count on the first date?
Before you start shotgunning.
Yeah, you have different questions.
Before you start shotgunning questions.
You have different questions.
I'll never answer one of yours if you never answer one of mine.
Go ahead, Andrew.
So here we go again. What does it actually prove? What does it prove that if I asked a whole sequence of different questions from you on my first date, what does that prove?
Yeah, you're not asking these questions on your first date.
Can you answer my question?
I just did.
What does it prove?
It proves that you're not asking these questions on your first date.
So it doesn't prove anything?
It does prove it.
What does it prove?
That you're not asking these kinds of questions on your first date.
So what is that proving outside of that?
It proves that these are more misogynistic questions.
Hang on, does it also prove that I don't ask any other questions other people would ask that you're not asking here?
I have no idea if it proves that
or
not.
It's just so stupid, dude. It proves nothing.
Okay.
What does it prove?
What do those questions prove?
Nothing. They don't prove anything.
Okay.
Let's be honest here. If you went on a date and you sat there and said you are a feminist, I'm pretty sure most women would not be interested in you. And I didn't really notice a difference. It was like Andrew was sat there arguing with a woman anyway. Weak men create hard times. This guy's a perfect example of that. Someone in the comments said, I loved when he said that on his dating show, he gives women a list of characteristics he thinks they want in a man and they have to choose 3. He doesn't allow them to list and discuss what they want, nor does he interview men to discuss what men require. In other words, his dating show is not a discussion on intersexual dynamics. Yeah, exactly. He's just pandering to one side. And you can see that here when he was trying to debate Andrew, which kind of failed. A male feminist with feminine characteristics. Yeah, it seems like a bit of a trend we're seeing here. Someone else in the comments said, I don't care if I'm factually wrong, I know that I'm right. Typical feminist logic and attitude. Yeah. This whole debate, he was literally acting like a typical feminist, really. He was getting annoyed at Andrew, kept interrupting him, didn't answer his questions. And what this guy's failing to remember is the Whatever podcast has got to where it is because of the women that are on there. They're the ones who go viral for saying what they're saying, doing what they're doing. You know, all the clips we see are women saying outrageous things. Like there's loads of clips of girls saying they've used men for money. They've destroyed marriages for money. The list goes on of horrendous things some women have done. And they've gone mega viral. There's nothing really on there a man has said that is outrageous that has got some traction online. This guy is just a simp that panders to women's bad behavior to try and get with them when it's not going to work. Those women don't respect guys like this, in my opinion.